So, Sam, good morning.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen.
How are we doing?
I'd like to welcome everyone to the Fed Boys podcast.
Fed Boys Podcast.
One hell of a name. All come up by me. So anyways, how you doing this morning, Kyle?
We're a little tired, but other than that, we're excited for this new series of podcasts coming out with the Fed Boys and hoping we can go somewhere with it.
Oh yeah, I am extremely tired this morning. 2 hours of sleep. Not a lot. Not too great today. Not too great. Not feeling it.
All right, so I think the plan should be, we should just jump straight into this, Sam.
Jump straight into this one? All
so
right.
Yesterday, the Nationalists agreed to pass a motion on popularity after 7 votes.
Yep.
What are your thoughts on that?
I think this is fantastic for the Federalist Party. And let's hear me out on this one. First of all, I don't really think it's going to affect too much because it's after 7 deadlocks. If we're going to get to 7 deadlocks, we're already doing something wrong.
Right.
But if it does, in the minority, we've got a chance in all of this. So technically, today, voting for Speaker of the House, right?
Yep.
If it magically somehow gets to that 7th deadlock, we might actually get our candidate to be Speaker of the House, And I think that's really nice.
Well, even if our speaker or our candidate doesn't become Speaker of the House, then that opens up another spot for our party in the run for governor.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of our candidate,
who
is our candidate?
Elizabeth Leib is the Federalist Speaker of the House candidate.
And I personally think that's probably the best we're going to get.
I think that's the best option we've got.
So I'm very positive that's the best option.
From the get-go, we're throwing everything we got at him.
Didn't she go to Girls State?
Yes, I believe so.
Well, that makes sense.
Over at Lindenwood University.
Yeah.
Yeah, no wonder why she was so confident. The rest of us are trying to just get a feeling process. But, yeah. There's really not much other to be said than
she's
just the one for us in the speaker race. So we'll kind of continue on and look at the other side of the nationalist candidates.
Now the other side we have candidates, ladies and gentlemen.
So yesterday they kind of seemed a little off page as we were able to pass the motion with the popularity vote and then getting 2 of them to run. I'm sure they have found a solution by now, but we can go ahead and just talk about both candidates. So first up, we'll go with the original one, Josiah Sperling. What are your thoughts on him?
So I heard a rumor about Mr. Josiah Sperling. I heard he was going to try and drop out of running as candidate.
I heard that as well. But,
I'm not sure what to think about this, but
it could just be said. Until anything's official, I think we just treat it like normal.
But I'm not sure he can drop out as a candidate.
I don't know. I don't
Because he already, volunteered himself as a candidate.
Well,
so I'm not really sure.
He accepted the nomination.
He accepted the nomination. He got seconded.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not sure he can drop out now.
Well, I guess
so. At least try something.
Guess we'll just have to find out.
Yeah. Now the other candidate.
Natalie
Summer.
Very
intelligent human being.
Very smart human being.
Very intelligent.
Yeah.
You see, I'm not.
We don't. Just very smart. You know what I mean?
Very intelligent.
Yeah.
Not sure how we're gonna. How that's gonna go.
I think. We have Elizabeth, who's a very powerful speaker, I believe, and she'll really be able to get across to the whole chamber instead of just one
and
side.
As the Federalist Party, we only need, 3 of them to vote for us?
We need 2 of them.
2 of them to vote for us.
So, no, 1 for tie, 2 to get majority.
Yeah. And I don't think that should be as difficult because we already have one that voted for us.
Right, but the odds of that happening again. But what's really gonna depend on if we're able to get speaker or any of these major things are how many absences that side will have. Is if you look at the history of some of those representatives, their attendance history is not the best, but that very well could change now that we're in session. So we'll just have to wait and see, and Bless me. Thank you.
You're fine.
But yeah, we'll just have to go from here and see what happens today, and just come back and report on it tomorrow. I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I think that's going to happen.
There's wasn't too much to talk about today. It's just kind of a test run.
I did hear that there's infighting in the Nationalist Party. Like lots of infighting, especially with one specific candidate or representative. I mean,
That very well could be just because of what unfolded, but we're not here to speculate. I mean, unless
I'm
something
not speculating unless I hear something factual.
Right. Unless something happens in session today while we're voting, we can just kind of leave it. But if something with that happens again, then it might be worth.
Yeah, it might be
worth looking into a little more.
Yeah.
So,
for all we know, they could be completely fine.
Right.
At this point.
Right.
We're not going to speculate.
And they very well could be, because they stayed in the House for quite a long time after session ended yesterday.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm sure they were trying to figure out what just happened and where to go from there. So we'll just have to see what happens today, Sam, and we'll come back tomorrow with the bigger, better podcast. So
all right, yeah, that sounds good to me. Now, before we end off here, I'd like to shout out our Instagram page, The
Yep.
Fetties. Go over and follow it. We post a lot of interesting things every now and then. You might get some memes. You might get something actually informative.
we're for the people. We like having a little bit of fun.
Yeah, we love our fun.
All right.
All right.
Well, signing off for now.
We're signing off for now.
We'll be back tomorrow.
Yep.